India and Bangladesh have a history forged in the battlefield, as you just saw. They both share a border, dozens of rivers, and most importantly, a common culture. India stood by Bangladesh as it made its first steps into the world, and today that relationship has grown into something more mature and consequential. Here's a roundup of the bilateral ties from inception to present day.
Long before colonial cartographers chalked up South Asia, India and Bangladesh were one people, sharing land, rivers, and culture. In 1947, that changed. The land we call Bangladesh today became East Pakistan. More than 20 years of hardships followed. By the late 1960s, there were murmurs of dissent. East Pakistan was dreaming of independence, a dream that India would help realize. The Indian army was welcomed as liberators in Dhaka. They had turned the tide against West Pakistani forces, fighting shoulder to shoulder with Bangladeshi freedom fighters. 50 years on, this joint campaign remains the cornerstone of bilateral ties, a relationship forged in the battlefield. The next year, in 1972, Indira Gandhi visited Dhaka. The Indo-Bangladesh Treaty of Friendship, Cooperation and Peace was signed. The two sides looked set for bigger things. But Mujibur Rahman's assassination in 1975 was a turning point. The army took control, steering the country towards majoritarian politics. Democracy returned in 1991, so did warmer ties with India. In 2010, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina visited New Delhi. It signaled a decade of booming relations. According to a 2014 PEW survey, 70% of Bangladeshis have a favorable opinion of India. Indeed, people on both sides share a brotherly bond. But recently, ties have gone from symbolism to substance. It was a natural progression. The two countries share a 4,096-kilometer border. They share 54 rivers. It's not cooperation out of compulsion, but rather from choice. In 2015, India and Bangladesh signed the Land Border Agreement. Both sides promised to exchange border enclaves, thus settling a decades-long border confusion. A joint rivers commission was set up in 1972. Both sides seldom agree on water sharing, but the conflict remains inside the commission. In 1996, they signed a 30-year treaty on sharing water from the Ganga. 25 years on, the treaty still stands. Bangladesh is India's biggest trading partner in South Asia. Indian exports will soon reach $10 billion. Bangladeshi producers enjoys duty-free and quota-free access to the Indian market, something Dhaka has consistently appreciated. Both countries are members of SAARC, BIMSTEC, the Indian Ocean Rim Association, and the Commonwealth. Recently, Dhaka backed India's election to the UN Security Council. The armed forces from both sides regularly conduct joint drills, like Exercise Sampriti and Milan. The Wuhan virus pandemic tested the relationship. But crises revealed true friends. And when the virus came, India stood by Bangladesh. New Delhi gifted 2 million doses of the COVID vaccine. But like all relationships, this one too isn't perfect. There are differences and there are agent provocateurs. The Teesta River is a key contention. India claims 55% of the river's waters. Bangladesh isn't happy with 45%. Illegal immigration is another issue. Hundreds of migrants cross the porous border, putting economic pressure on India. New Delhi's plan to document illegal migrants and deport them is viewed with concern in Dhaka. Bangladesh's participation in the China-led Belt and Road Initiative is another worry. India interprets this as growing closeness between a key ally and a strategic rival. Despite these challenges, we are witnessing the steel of India-Bangladesh ties in Dhaka right now. If the foundation is strong, tremors aren't a threat. They just reinforce your solid credentials. Bureau Report, WION. World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.